Alright, so this video is on how to replace a sprinkler head. I have a Hunter's brand sprinkler head, and the primary reason I'm replacing mine today is that it doesn't oscillate. Here's a really great example of one I recently replaced. If you look straight all the way down, you can see lovely green grass there, but to the left, to the right, it's all dead. That's because it was literally spraying only in the direction as you currently can see, but it didn't oscillate and go back and forth as it should have. So this one and several other ones I ended up having to replace. And so this video is really about what it takes for me to replace this in-ground one. You may hear my baby in the background. Come say hi. So we'll just have the camera, I'll hold it, and then I'll replace this one just like that. And this one has the same issue where you have the sprinkler head will just stop all of a sudden and it just gets stuck. So the first thing that I want to do is put on some gloves. You don't need them, but it gets to be a little tough. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spade and about 2 inches all the way around the sprinkler head, I'm going to push straight down like this because I need to grab the grass all around it and put it up. Now my sprinklers are this deep, so I'm not going to cut any lines by doing that. If you get a little nervous, just do 5-6 inches, should be fine. And then you'll see once I pull it up that it's just sitting in there. So I'll go around one more time and then let's get this dirt up. Excellent. And as you can see, you have the lovely sprinkler head just sitting there like so. Oh geez, I hope I forgot to get my other tool. I'm not sure where I put it. Hopefully I won't need it. So as you can see, it's just sitting there. And here is one that's brand new that will replace it. And we'll take this out after I unscrew it. We'll put this one in. Now the way that these work, now Hunter's is different than other brands, but you don't adjust. You can see how it moves left and right. You don't adjust how far it goes to the right, how far it goes to the left. The left for Hunter's brand is fixed on the right hand side. So in other words, if I want to adjust this so that it only goes a little bit or 180 degrees or more, I don't adjust this point, I adjust it from this point. So do I go from here and 10 and then go back, or 90 degrees? So just so you know, so when I install these, I take it and I move it all the way to the right like this. So that's clockwise for us that know what an analog clock is. And then I'm going to install it where I want my water to end up going because I can't adjust this once it's in the ground. So just for everyone to know. So the first thing I'm going to do is see if I can do this with my hand. Oh good. I left my clamp in the garage, but this works just as well. And what I want to do is unscrew this one, but I just want to unscrew it and leave it in place for a moment. Yes, we're almost done, dear. And what I want to do is once I can move it out, push the dirt out, because if I do this right, I can do a quick, easy replacement and I don't have to do a bunch of extra work. So again, for this one, confirm it's all the way, now I call it to my right, but it's locked there. And then if you take a look down this garage path, I want the water to end up spraying only to this line of where my garage is, or I mean where my driveway and the grass is, right? So my arrow, which is right here, is pointing to here. And again, I can adjust how far it goes to this side, but I can't adjust this point. So if I install it here, then technically it will always be pointing here, and I can't adjust that. So I want to make sure that my water spout, when it goes up, is going straight down this way. So I'm going to now take this and pull it out slowly, being careful. There we go. Being careful not to drop anything. And I don't know if you can zoom in on that, or I can for a moment. But if you take a look what's down there, it's a nice big hole, and then there are threadings on that center piece there of that plastic pipe, and that's where the water comes out of. So once you pull this up, be careful not to drop any dirt or mud in there, otherwise that will impact how you install it. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'll hand you this camera. Thank you. So the next thing that I'm going to do is install this. I like to point it. I like to point it at just about where I'm going to, again, kind of finalize. Now, it won't end up there. So once I push down, now as you see, I've got to screw it back in. So if you're lucky, you can kind of screw it in nice and tight to where you wanted it to point. And honestly, at least with these Hunters, of the last, I think I've replaced 9 or 10 of these. All of them I've been able to point where I want them installed, and they've nice and tightened right then and there. So again, this is the important part, because if I left it here, it would always spray here, and it's not tight enough, so it could have water leak out. So I need to make sure it's nice and tight all the way around. So keep going. Okay. All right, getting close. Ooh, it's getting tight. Now this is really tight here, so I'm gonna see if I can move it just a little bit more inch. There are ways to readjust this, of course, but okay, let's see. Perfect. So that's nice and tight on the base, and now you can see that this is pointing parallel to the driveway, which is what I want. Now the next thing you want to do is, for this particular one, I want it to oscillate 180 degrees. So all the way from the left, right, all the way here. And again, this is the arrow pointing this way, and then all the way to the very right. Now this guy, the way it's set up, it's almost perfect, but if I did it here, it's gonna like spray my garage door. So what I want to do is take the key, which is right here, and you get a new one of these keys every time you buy one of these Hunter things. So if you haven't used it before, we're almost done, sweetie, I promise. So what you want to do is a couple of things. Is you put it into this hole until it and jiggle it till it locks. One of them says minus, one of them says plus, and all you're going to do is you're going to take it, and then here, I'll go to the extreme. If I move it to the minus, watch what'll happen is right now I'm turning gears, and now because I said I want less for it to oscillate less on the left-hand side, I'll still go my left hand, because again, this is fixed, but now watch. It actually stops here because I turned it and I said I want to see less of it. So that's what this plus and minus on this side go, just corresponds to that. So again, get it so it's starting to move right. Put it back in. We want to increase it, so there's the plus. It's a little bit of a guessing game, so let's say I move it here and then just take the whole thing left, right. So that's actually where I want it, right? That's all the way down this line, and I'm done. The last thing is, two more things. If you ever use this, this here, when you push it in, this is if you want to point it and bring it out. Sometimes people want to adjust it. And if I can get a camera shot on this side for a moment, please. Can you come at this angle? The last thing is, and it's kind of hidden, so good job for Hunter, is there's a screw here, and this screw dictates whether you want it to shoot, 20 or 30 feet, or whether you want to have a nice spray that kind of comes out like that. So this, you take this Allen wrench and you push it in the center, and believe it or not, now it's in that screw. And then for me, and then you just screw it down, and you have to adjust it once you turn it back on. And you can adjust it when this is running, by the way. It won't harm anything. All of these you can adjust while it's on. But now for me, I know that when I turn this on, it'll oscillate to the left, to the right, and then instead of going out like, 25 feet, it'll go a little bit less, maybe 20 feet, and it'll be spread out. I'll finalize it when I turn on the sprinkler. And again, I just push it in, figure out where the Allen wrench is, and then I just adjust how far that screw goes in the water or out. And really, that's it. So have no fear. Replace these yourself. You could probably, if I took this apart, you'd find that it was a bunch of worn parts and sand and dirt. That's probably what prevented it from isolating. Some people have it where they, you know, open this up and they fix it, but this is like 10 bucks at a Homes or Home Depot. So I'd rather just replace it and know it's going to work than clean it out and have to keep watching it week to week. So there you go. Hope you found this video handy. Don't throw this away. Throw it away. All right. And thank you to my wife for holding this and my little baby girl for not crying for 10 minutes. We should do more of these, huh, dear?